The night was black as pitch, and the rain pelted my windshield with relentless fury. Thunder rumbled in the distance, a low growl that seemed to emanate from the very depths of the earth. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white, as I navigated the winding mountain road. I had taken a wrong turn somewhere, and now I was hopelessly lost in the middle of nowhere. My phone had long since lost its signal, leaving me with no choice but to keep driving, hoping to find some sign of civilization. The only source of light was the feeble glow of my headlights, which seemed to barely cut through the impenetrable darkness. As I rounded a particularly sharp bend, I saw it, a small, dimly lit cabin nestled in a clearing beside the road. Relief washed over me, and I pulled into the makeshift driveway. It wasn't much, but it was shelter from the storm, and that was all I needed at the moment. I stepped out of the car, the rain soaking me to the bone in an instant. I sprinted to the cabin, my shoes sinking into the muddy ground with each step. The door creaked open with a groan, and I stumbled inside. The interior was musty and dimly lit, with a single flickering lantern casting eerie shadows on the walls. A heavy scent of damp wood hung in the air. The cabin appeared to be abandoned, its furnishings old and worn, covered in dust and cobwebs. I closed the door behind me and turned the lantern up, casting a bit more light into the room. There was a fireplace on one wall, and I began to search for firewood, my fingers trembling with cold and exhaustion. My eyes fell on an old armchair by the fire, and I decided to light it for warmth. As I approached the chair, something caught my eye, a faded photograph sitting on the dusty mantel above the fireplace. It depicted a family, smiling and happy, standing in front of this very cabin. I couldn't help but wonder what had become of them, and why the cabin now sat abandoned in the middle of the woods. With the fire crackling and the room warming up, I decided to explore the cabin further. There was a small kitchen, its cupboards stocked with cans of food that appeared to be decades old. The bedroom was equally musty, with an old, creaking bed covered in moth-eaten blankets. I was about to give up my exploration when I noticed a door in the corner of the bedroom, partially hidden behind a moth-eaten curtain. I pulled back the curtain and opened the door, revealing a narrow staircase that led down into darkness. Curiosity got the better of me, and I descended the stairs slowly, the wooden steps groaning beneath my weight. At the bottom, I found myself in a small, dimly lit cellar. The air was thick with the scent of earth, and I could hear the faint sound of dripping water. There, in the center of the cellar, was a wooden trapdoor. It was old and weathered, with an iron ring for lifting it. My heart raced as I considered what might lie beneath. It was as if the cabin held a dark secret, hidden away in this subterranean chamber. I reached for the trapdoor and pulled it open, revealing a steep stone staircase that descended into the earth. A flicker of uncertainty passed through me, but I couldn't resist the urge to explore further. I descended the stairs, my lantern casting eerie shadows on the rough-hewn walls. At the bottom, I found myself in a small, underground chamber. It was cold and damp, with rough stone walls and a dirt floor. And there, in the center of the chamber, was a small, wooden coffin. My heart pounded in my chest as I approached it, my hands trembling as I reached out to open the lid. Inside, I found the remains of a child, wrapped in a tattered shroud. It was a scene of unspeakable horror, and I recoiled in shock and revulsion. As I stumbled back up the stairs and out of the cellar, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I hurriedly closed the trapdoor and made my way back to the bedroom, my mind racing with fear and confusion. What had I stumbled upon in that cabin in the woods? Who were the people in the photograph? And why had they buried a child beneath their home? The questions haunted me as I huddled by the fire, waiting for the storm to pass and the first light of dawn to break. I never did find the answers to those questions, and I left the cabin at the first light of day, vowing never to return. The memory of that night and the horrors I had witnessed would stay with me forever, a chilling reminder that some secrets are better left buried in the darkness.